Picture the person you trust most, not a name on a list, the actual face, the one you would call at 3 in the morning without rehearsing the first sentence, the one you hand the unflattering truth to because you assume it is safe in their hands. Hold that face for a moment, because that is the person with the power to ruin you, not the stranger, not the rival across the table, the face you just pictured. There is a law underneath every close relationship, and almost no one says it plainly. The power to wound you is not spread evenly across the people you know. It is concentrated. It collects in the hands of the very few who got close enough to learn where the soft tissue is. A stranger can lie to you, but the lie bounces off, because a stranger holds nothing of yours. The people you trust most hold the map. They know which wound is still open. They know what you are ashamed of. They know the exact sentence that would take the air out of you. Trust is not a shield you build around yourself. Trust is the act of handing someone the blueprint and asking them please not to use it. So when betrayal comes, it does not come from the edges of your life. It comes from the center. It almost has to. The people far away from you do not have enough of you to betray. Watch how it actually moves, because it rarely looks like the word betrayal suggests. It is quieter than that. It is the friend who falls silent the moment your good news arrives. You expected the warmth, and instead there is a small delay, a flatness, a congratulations that costs them something to say. You feel it before you can name it, and you talk yourself out of it, because surely the person who has known you for 10 years wants you to win. Then there is the confidant who repeats, to one other person, the thing you said you would tell no one, not out of malice, just to seem closer to someone else, using your secret as currency. And there is the partner who, in the one argument that matters, reaches past every fair weapon and goes straight for the thing you confessed in the dark, the thing they swore they would never weaponize. In that second you understand, they had been keeping it, not forgetting it, keeping it. None of these people are monsters. That is the part that takes years to accept. They are simply people who were given access, and access changes what a person is capable of. Sit inside one of those scenes. You are at a small table. Across from you is someone who has carried you through bad years. You tell them about the opportunity, the raise, the thing finally going right. And you watch their face do something it was not supposed to do. A flicker. A tightening around the eyes that they cover almost instantly with a smile. They are happy for you, and underneath the happiness there is something older and harder that they did not invite and cannot fully hide. You both pretend you did not see it. You change the subject, but you saw it, and what you saw was not hatred. It was the unbearable arithmetic of closeness, the part of them that measures their own life against yours, precisely because your lives are close enough to be compared. That is the engine. Distance protects people from envy. Proximity removes the protection. You cannot be quietly poisoned by the success of someone whose life shares no border with yours. But the friend who started where you started, who could have been you, who watches you pull ahead from the next seat over, lives every day at the exact distance where comparison becomes torment. The closer they are, the sharper the measurement. They did not choose to feel it. It was installed by nearness. Nietzsche saw this without flinching. He understood that under the manners and the affection, the deepest drive in a person is not to love you but to expand, to grow, to feel their own life increasing. He called it the will to power, and he meant something almost mundane by it. Every living thing reaches to be more than it is. Your friend's loyalty is real. It is also sitting on top of that older hunger, and the two are not always pointed the same direction. When your rise makes them feel smaller, the hunger does not announce itself. It disguises itself as something reasonable. A worry, a correction, a piece of honest feedback that lands a little too precisely on the bruise. They convince themselves they are protecting you. They are protecting themselves from the feeling of being left behind. And Nietzsche said one more thing, harder than the first. In Your Friend, he wrote, "You should possess your best enemy." He did not mean it as a warning to run. He meant that the people closest to you will always be the ones positioned to oppose you, and that this is not a flaw in friendship, but the truth of it. The person who can betray you and the person who can know you are the same person. There is no version of intimacy that removes the danger, because the danger is made of the same material as the intimacy. To be known is to be exposed. There is no door that opens one and not the other. This is the part where you might expect me to tell you to wall yourself off, to trust no one, to keep everyone at the distance where they can never reach the soft tissue. I will not tell you that. because it is a coward's safety and it costs more than it saves. A life spent at that distance is a life where nothing can hurt you because nothing can touch you, and that is not protection. That is just a slower kind of loss. What changes is not how much you trust. It is what you understand trust to be. Stop imagining it as a guarantee. The people you love are not safe because they love you. They are capable of harming you in direct proportion to how much of you they hold, and loving them anyway, with that knowledge fully awake, is the only kind of trust that is not naive. You give them the blueprint not because they cannot use it, but knowing that they can, and choosing them regardless. That is a decision, not an assumption. Most people never make the decision. They make the assumption, and then they are stunned every time that the people nearest to them were the ones close enough to cut. So watch the faces, not with suspicion, but with sight. Notice the small delay before the congratulations. Notice which secret comes back to you down a road you did not send it. Notice who is most generous when you are low and strangely quiet when you are high. None of it means you should love them less. It means you should see them, whole hunger and loyalty together, and stop being shocked by the part of them you refuse to look at. The strangers were never the threat. The people far from you never had enough of you to take. Betrayal is an act of nearness, always. It is the cost of having let someone in, and the only people who never pay it are the people who were never close to anyone at all. Trust is not the absence of danger. It is the danger, accepted with open eyes and chosen anyway.